Welcome to Commander's Daily, everybody, your one-stop shop for everything going on with the Burgundy and Gold. I'm Bob Matthews. Don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss a day of our coverage. Hope you guys had a fantastic Thanksgiving. Most importantly, I hope you have been enjoying plenty of Thanksgiving leftovers. But, and this is an important safety tip here, make sure that all the Thanksgiving leftovers are eaten by the time Washington and Denver kick off on Sunday Night Football. The 3-8 Commanders and the AFC West leading Broncos at Northwest Stadium, about an 8:30 kickoff. It's always on Sunday Night Football. You know the drill with that. We are hoping, we got some relatively good news, I think, from Cliff Kingsbury yesterday in his press conference, and that's about Terry McLaurin. And I have a feeling, just listening to the way everybody's been talking, that Terry is going to be back. Is going to be back this week. I really think that he is. Again, nothing is official. He's been limited in practice this week, so you know it's better than a DNP. And you listen to Kingsbury and you listen to Dan Quinn talk, and it really sounds like things are trending to the right direction, and McLaurin's going to be back. And that's good news because this offense hasn't been horrible, this year. It's been okay, especially when you consider the fact that Jaden hasn't been out there for, quite a few games. With Terry's missed all the time he's missed. Noah Brown's missed all the time he's missed. Noah Brown is practicing again, but again, I'm going to be surprised if he plays. Terry, though, I really do think he could be back, and Marcus Mariota could definitely use him. Some of the other injuries that we have been, that have been talked about the last few weeks, we are getting good news on Will Harris. He is going to be back this week for sure. He will be starting at safety. That's a big boost for the defense because you remember Harris was the guy they signed in the offseason to take Jeremy Chinn's place. And, then he went out week 2 and has been out ever since. Getting Harris back, what I'm hoping is that it's going to lead to a lot less confusion there in the defensive backfield. If Harris can make sure everybody is in the right position, then who knows? Maybe this defense can be a little more successful, give up a few less chunk plays and long touchdown drives, and maybe the Commanders can stay in this game. Now, as for pulling off some sort of a Sunday night surprise, it's not going to be easy. I wouldn't go betting the farm on it. There's a glimmer of hope. I think the Commanders have a theoretical chance here because Bo Nix is not going to remind anybody of Peyton Manning, Johnny Unitas, or take your pick. He's managing the game very effectively, and of course, Denver has the third-ranked defense in the league this year. So, yeah, from that standpoint, if Denver's going to win the game, it's probably going to be on the back of their defense. But again, this is not that bad an offense. The Commanders have to come out and establish the run. Chris Rodriguez has looked really good the last couple of weeks. Feed him the rock. Feed him the rock. Take as much heat off of Mariota as you can, who, by the way, has, run this offense fairly well. Another key, I think, again, is going to be make sure everybody on the defense is on the same page. No pre-snap confusion there in the defensive backfield. If they can minimize that, if they can fly to the football, I think they will have a chance. Again, it's not like you need a huge offensive output, I don't think, from the Commanders this week. If you can get 14 to 17 points, that might be enough. Again, against a defense like Denver's, that's a lot easier said than done, but remains to be seen. Another key, again, let Marcus Mariota be Marcus Mariota. Keep the pressure off him and get some pressure on Bo Nix. Again, we're not talking about a guy that is just completely lighting up the league this year. So if you can put some heat on Nix and, not let Cortland Sutton run wild there with yards after the catch, and they can make this thing a one-score game going into the fourth quarter, then maybe a lucky break can get you a win. All right, let's go ahead and hit the mailbag here. Don't forget, drop us a comment after the game and let us know what you think about the performance, and we can talk about it on Monday. A lot of talk about Treylon Burks here the last couple of days. Shout out John Struy F. 8286, who says they need to play Treylon Burks more than Noah Brown. They need the young guy, let the young guys get the reps. And John, I totally agree with you. And I think if Burks is healthy enough to play, he is going to get those reps, and they're going to have him play. This kid, this is a little bit of an interesting prospect here. He's a guy who, former first-round pick, kind of a reclamation project at this point. But a lot of times, we've seen it. Guys really don't, the light bulb doesn't come on until, their second, sometimes third team. Burks has definitely got the talent. Let's just see if he can put it all together. First, though, he's got to get healthy. He's been a DNP most of this week. If he gets on the field today at practice, who knows? Maybe he can play. If he does get on the field at practice today, I say go ahead and play him. I mean, what have you got to lose at this point, So let's see what happens. I like the fact, John, that you say the Broncos are beatable. I love your optimism there. Even though, they're beatable, but yep, you are absolutely right. That defense is nasty. Marcus Mariota going to have the offensive line going to have their work cut out for them. All right, that's going to do it for us. Enjoy Sunday Night Football. We will talk to you after the game. Give us your impressions of it. We'll talk about it all on Monday. Don't forget, hit like and subscribe. And like the wise man once said, if you're out on your bike tonight, as always, do wear white.